Telosa, the future is now. If we have watched and read fantasies to a point, we will be thinking along the lines of flying cars, rocket ships, and many more. Watching the Avengers series alone will boost our sense of how much more technology can become. There have been many innovative ideas, and there will continue to be. And innovations don't stop at cars, phones, watches, and other accessories we use. These technological innovations extend to the houses we live in. No, not the mobile houses that we see people using, but a city-like housing system with design and structural innovations which seem alien. Welcome back to our channel, Build to Innovate, where we provide you with information related to mega projects, technology, and much more. Before heading on to the video, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. In today's video, we will discuss the innovative idea of America's billionaire, Telosa, this city's prospect and how it will affect the future of humanity. What is Telosa? The Telosa is the innovative idea of the American billionaire Marc in a bid to develop a city that is safe and equitable. Telosa is derived from the Greek word telos, which means the highest purpose. And the highest purpose, according to Marc, is the attainment of equality and safety. In response to the growing inequality in the US, Law originally came up with the idea for Telosa. His proposal is based on the equitism socio-economic model, which is based on collective ownership. On his distaste for the evils of capitalism, which doesn't make people equal as practiced in the US, Marc said, "Capitalism has been an incredible economic model, but there are significant flaws, especially around income and wealth equality. Many of these flaws are a result of the land ownership model that America was built on, and on how he wants to do his part. We have a chance to prove a new model for society that offers people a higher quality of life and greater opportunity. When I look out 30 years from now, I imagine equitism serving as a blueprint for other cities and even the world, and Telosa being a place of pride for all who live there. This is why this city of Telosa intends to provide equal access to transportation, healthcare, and education for all its residents. In addition, residents will use autonomous vehicles to travel, and the city will be powered by renewable energy. Telosa will be the ideal city 2.0. With lower emissions, zero-energy buildings, and respect for the environment as its guiding principles. The circular economy guiding principles will be considered when creating this futuristic smart city. This city will have an advanced system for the treatment of grey water and recycling of water. There will also be an underground handling system for the safe and clean transportation of waste and goods. Photovoltaic roofs, elevated water storage, and aeroponic farms for the growing of local produce are all examples of advanced technologies that will be incorporated in this futuristic city of Telosa. This futuristic city is to be constructed on cheap land in the Appalachian Mountains, or, more likely, in the American West Desert. The future will reveal whether or not this project will ever be completed, as it is still in its early stages. It provides a preview of what cities might look like in the future though, for the time being. Most parts of the world are drifting away from the use of gas because of the harm it causes to our environment. Telosa is a futuristic city that will have nothing to do with fuel, as it will be based on electricity and solar energy. There will be a ban on fossil fuel-powered automobiles in the city, with a focus instead on walkability, the use of scooters, bicycles, and self-driving electric vehicles. This city is designed to be a 15-minute city, meaning that inhabitants will have a 15-minute commute to employment, school, and basic products and services. So, if you later lived in the city of Telosa, you wouldn't have to worry about taking 3 to 4 trains to work. Everything is envisaged to work seamlessly for your comfort and safety. At this early stage, there aren't many details, but the renderings show a picturesque metropolis with farms and houses covered in greenery, all of which have energy-saving design elements like solar panels and rainwater collection. All across the city, pedestrians would be given priority, while transit would be provided by bikes, slowly moving autonomous automobiles, what appears to be a hanging monorail, and perhaps even eVTOL flying taxis. In addition to the already spectacular features of how Telosa will run is the Equitism Tower, a gigantic tower intended to be a beacon for the city. Equitism Tower, a big structure that would incorporate a lot of vegetation, would rise from a central park. The tower is expected to have a solar roof, aeroponic farms, and rooms for water storage. The tower got its name, Equitism Tower, from the founding ideology on which Marc Lore proposed that the city would run. This is amusing, as it will be different from the norm that we already have in the United States, where everything and everyone will be comfortable and safe equally. How amazing is that idea? Well, that is if it will really work out for Marc Lore. Planning of Telosa. Many people have had crazy dreams of creating a futuristic city that would imbibe all the futuristic features of how cities in our sci-fi movies look like. Many people have had the ideas, but they never came to fruition as they did not get enough funding, or they just ended up not proceeding with the project. A good example is Akon City, a futuristic city idea that was supposed to be situated in Senegal, Africa. The city was even supposed to have its own currency, a crypto coin, which was supposed to be the A-coin. However, the project has been seemingly abandoned by the very popular and influential hip-hop artist. Many would be wondering whether or not Telosa would come to a reality, given that it is going out of the scope of the American ideology of capitalism to an opposing ideology of communism, which is great on paper but quite difficult to orchestrate in real life. Of course, questions would be asked whether perhaps the Telosa is another pipe dream that will eventually fade away. However, there are reasons why the fruition and the future of Telosa are going to be a reality because of some steps Marc Lore has taken. Well, one of the main steps that Marc Lore took to secure the future and reality of Telosa was the hiring of the Danish architect Bjarke Ingels' company, Bjarke Ingels Group, BIG, to manage the master planning for the imagined metropolis. The BIG is known for many of its famous futuristic projects, such as the VIA 57 West in New York, United States, the Denmark Pavilion in Shanghai, China, and many other futuristic designs. There is no question that Lore is committed to his endeavor. He has put together a 50-person team that includes planners, urban historians, economists, designers, and sustainability specialists. With the BIG as the master planners of the structural design and the task team that Lore has established, Telosa is sure going to be sensational. That is, if they get the funding. As regards how to fund this massive futuristic city, a sizable sum of money would be needed. The project as a whole is anticipated to cost more than $4 billion. The first phase of work would cost about $25 billion. According to the project's organizers, funding would come from different sources, such as private investors, philanthropists, grants from the federal and state governments, and subsidies for economic growth. In addition, Lore intends to pay a portion of the cost out of his own pocket using anticipated returns on his startup venture, which include an air taxi business. The project has enormous obstacles, and it's not hard to picture budgets ballooning. For this project, and with Lore being a billionaire with lots of influence, plus the fact that he achieved feats with Walmart before he left, many investors will believe in his vision and want to have a piece of the cake called the Telosa. However, as good as this project seems to be, there are still some shortcomings that may make it another Akon City. For instance, he still doesn't have water or land rights. His economic strategy hasn't been proven, and the city's constitution hasn't yet been created. The idea of relocating from a real metropolis to his vision hasn't persuaded anyone. Telosa has been called a classic Silicon Valley vision and a greenwashed Las Vegas. However, all these things that Telosa is being criticized for not having can always be gotten to solidify the certainty of the fruition of the city. Hence, we all wait patiently to see whether this project will be a pipe dream that will disappear as one of the bright ideas that never came to fruition, or it will change and radicalize the future of human living. However, this city still has prospects, and if it reaches the imagined potential, the better future we will have. That's all for our take on the future city of Telosa. I hope you enjoyed the video. For more videos on futuristic designs and structures, like and subscribe to the channel. There are many fascinating things about to happen that you will want to know.